Hi, guys. Welcome to another conversation session. My name is Victoria. It's been a minute, and this is a really quick one, guys. I'm so sorry. Life has just been happening, but I've got some really good news. I've got few story time videos to make. You would love them. If you're somebody who likes just like me, you'll definitely love them. But the reason why I thought, let me quickly record this video before I get on with my day is, as per usual, let's have a conversation. So something happened today that made me start thinking of something, and I thought, you know what, we need to start talking about these things, because sometimes I ask myself, who comes up with some of these notions, who comes up with some of these, they seem to be like societal rules, but nobody actually started it, right? And it reminded me when I was in university as well. I knew somebody who was vegan. If you don't know who a vegan is, please ask Google. Google is your friend, or ask anybody around. But basically, somebody who doesn't eat meat or anything from animals. Basically, they eat everything that is not from animals, whether it's milk, whether it's the fat, whether it's the meat itself. So vegans are different from vegetarians. Because you find some vegetarians who still would drink milk, have egg, fish, and all those sorts of things. So yeah, they are basically people who just believe that animals are not to be eaten, or anything from animals to be used in any way. And I think that's fantastic. That's sweet. I'm not vegan though. I still eat meat. But yeah, so I met this, I knew this friend of mine from really lovely girl, really sweet person. But in her case, it was just, that's me, I'm vegan. She tries to talk to us who are in her friendship circle about it and try to encourage us. In fact, there was a time that she was like, oh, if we could go a week without eating meat. I tried. It lasted for just 2 days, but I really tried. But that was fine, She was the kind of person that, like I said, we'll hang out together. So during lunch break, she would come with her own packed lunch, whatever it is, seeds and bread and whatever. And then she would go with us to maybe a chicken shop where we'll buy our chicken and chips. We'll come back to the canteen, sit. I'm eating my food, she's eating her food, and she's okay. Do you understand? And I feel like that's how reasonable and sensible everybody should be. It's okay if you don't like something. Now, if you're allergic to something, you stay away from it. But if it's just, I just don't like it, but I'm okay around it, be around it. Fine, you can try to get people to join your lifestyle, but you cannot force it on people and then turn around to be angry when they say, this is, I understand this is who you are, I accept you, and I love you regardless, but this is also who I am. I expect you to also accept me, love me regardless. Okay, so yesterday is none of my business, but I hear a few people having a conversation, right? And I couldn't help but overhear them because they were so loud. And to be fair, it turns out I was not the only person eavesdropping, so to say. There were other people too, because other people go into the conversation, and I said one or two things, and I felt, okay, let me come to my people online, and I hope this will spark a conversation. And if you're kind enough to also share your opinion and views with me in the comment section, I will appreciate it so much. So let's get talking. Right, so it's just this girl who says she just found out that her boyfriend likes ice cream. So she just broke up with him. So I was a bit confused. I don't get it. And she says, oh, she is it lactose intolerant? So she stays away from milk. And she says since she was a child, she's never really liked ice cream. According to her, she doesn't even get why people enjoy ice cream. I was looking at her like, I don't get people like you. What's wrong with ice cream? But that's not the point. So she said she's been dating this guy for a few months now. And from when they met, she told him everything about her lactose, her medical condition and blah, 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 and whatever. And made the guy promise her that because for her sake, he will also give up eating ice cream. And the guy promised her. But apparently she found out from a mutual friend's Facebook picture that a few weeks ago, I think, they went out on some, what was it? Party or whatever. They just went out for some night out. And the guy had ice cream. There was a picture evidence. See why, please, before you be posting pictures on social media and tagging people, check with the people. But that's not what we are talking about today. This is my thing. Is that not a bit much? To tell somebody, just because you're now in a relationship with me, you have to give up this because I don't like it. And I'm not talking about giving up something like even maybe smoking or drinking that you say, oh, I'm looking out for you. I'm thinking of your health. It's not good for you. It will help you save money because a box of cigarettes is expensive. Alcohol is expensive. It's not even something like that. Ice cream, which doesn't really do any much good or much harm to anybody. So this is my conversation, or this is what I want us to start talking about. I think that is a bit too much pressure on one person, because for so long growing up, I've never understood the notion of, oh, your husband or your boyfriend or your partner, whether girl or boy, has to be your everything. It's like, okay, I'm a single girl living my own life. I've got my best friend. I've got, my confidants. I've got people I do stuff with. And all of a sudden, when I meet a guy, this guy automatically now has to become my best friend. He has to become I have to do everything with him. It's like I have to give up everything I do with other people just to focus on him. And I'm thinking, is that not a bit too much on one person? My boyfriend, listen, I understand the notion. I get where it is coming from, that, when you're with somebody, prioritize the person and do stuff together with the person. It's a healthy way to build a relationship. It's not good to always involve other people in your relationship. I understand that. But then what I'm trying to say is my life doesn't automatically now shut down to just me and this person just because now we are in a relationship. That's what I'm talking about. I don't think it's right to expect people to cut down or necessarily even shut down on their friendship circle. For some people, even family members, just because now they are with you. Because if we go by the notion again that says opposites attract, if you're somebody like me, I'm an extrovert, right? I love crowd. I love to be in the midst of people. I love to talk to people. I'm that girl who would go to a party or an event and walk up to people and go, oh, hi, I like your perfume. Where did you get it? Oh, hello, you look like a Raymond. What's your name? Oh, yeah, what did you think about her speech? Do you understand? In fact, I'm the kind of person you want to avoid when you get on a plane. Okay? Because if you sit next to me on a plane, you're not sleeping, except you are snobbish or you tell me, enough talking, just shut up now, I'm trying to sleep, which one guy did one time. After I hound him on a plane, direct flight from London Heathrow to Ghana, 6 hours, 40 minutes. And for like the first 4 hours, I was just coming up with one thing or the other. And he was very interested. But I guess after they served us lunch, excuse me, and he had a bit of wine, he now felt a bit intoxicated and wanted to doze off. And here I was still telling him about some movie I watched and whatever. And at some point, the guy was like, would you mind just shutting up so I can, doze off a bit? I was like, oh, yeah, that's okay. You should have just said it, nothing to be rude about. And then he was like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's just, I really just want to close my eyes. I'm like, yeah, I'm that kind of person. So if I now meet a guy who is an introvert, a kind of person who likes their own space, most weekends they just want to stay at home, you, watch movies, be cozy. Listen, I'm okay with that. As far as you understand that sometimes if, there's something up and my friends invite me, I will go. It's okay if you don't want to go with me. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to force you to be at an event that you don't want to be. Because if there's also one thing I cannot stand, is also when people go to parties or public gatherings and then start acting or what's the word? What am I looking for? They just sort of are on their own. They're not talking to anybody. They are not eating. They act all moody. And then, every second people have to ask you, are you okay? Have you had something to eat? Is anything the problem? And they complain about everything. Oh, I just want to be in my bed. Oh, I just want to go home. Well, you shouldn't have come in the first place. So I respect the fact that people are different and enjoy different things. That's okay. So for me, I think that with my kind of person, if I meet a guy who is fun, who is sweet, I fall in love with him, he loves me, but he's that kind of quiet, calm, want to stay on my own person. And I'm me, hey, we will get along very well. But then I just will make him understand that, babe, there are times and days that there may be a party or a program or I want to go to the cinema. And if you're not up for it, it's okay. I still love you, but I'll leave you home and go with my friends. Have a good time, come back, talk to you about it, and then we can enjoy my experience together. And I think it's fine. This thing of, oh, you have to go everywhere with your boyfriend, you have to do everything with your partner, you have to, you have to. No, you don't have to. As far as both of you understand, these are the things I like, these are the things you like, these are the things we like together, and so we do them together, that is fine. This, oh, now that I'm your boyfriend or now that I'm your girlfriend, you have to stop talking to this person. You have to stop doing this. You have to stop doing that. A young man who's been programmed 25, 26, 30, 35 years of his life to enjoy ice cream. You think you're just going to come up just because he loves you and you love him to tell him to stop eating ice cream. That's not proof of love. I don't understand. It's a bit much, okay? It's putting too much pressure on one person to be everything you want them to be. No. Like I said, I'm not canceling the aspect of compromise. That when people get together, you have to compromise on certain things. That's fine. But I just felt like this whole ice cream thing was a bit, too flimsy. Or even this vegan. You can't tell me, okay, stop eating me just because. If the person chooses to do it, look, my uncle is allergic to pork. So my auntie, who loves pork and, she's okay with it. After she and my uncle got together, they got married. She said she gave up. He didn't tell her to. She just felt, I don't want to cook his meals separately and cook my meals separately. So she said, I happily gave up pork. But if we go out to a restaurant, say we go out eating dinner or a party where, you serve yourself, then she would serve herself that. But I never saw her, go to the market and buy anything pork and prepare at home. Just because my husband doesn't like it, so it's okay. It was her decision. It wasn't as if he was like, I don't like pork, so you have to stop eating pork or you have to give up eating pork. No. So please, let's just calm down. I was thinking it's hard enough these days to find a good guy or a good girl or a good partner. If you're going to make all these things a criteria, girl, boy, you're going to be single for a long time, if not all your life. So please allow people be people, okay? And then just live life. Seriously, live life. You find girls who say, oh, just because I'm dating this guy, he has to stop talking to this girl and that girl. And you see, I always say this thing. I don't believe in titles and labels necessarily. This is a best friend because you can meet somebody who will tell you this is my best friend. But when you look at the quality of their relationship, there's nothing best friend about it. People have best friends because she's my best friend because I've known her for many years. We grew up together. Oh, he's my best friend because, when I was in debt, he paid my debt. People, they find reasons to give people labels, not necessarily because their relationship is that authentic. So, in fact, if you're a girl and you start dating a guy and, you see he's close to a girl or you hear that, everybody knows that girl is his best friend and you hound the guy, she can't be your best friend anymore, cut her off. That girl is probably not your issue. It's another girl who he never even actually hangs around. You've never seen her name on his picture. That's the girl he probably is sleeping with. So you would never find out. I mean, people are not stupid these days, So if there's a guy I'm cheating on my boyfriend with, he's not going to be coming around me. He probably won't even know him as my friend. So he won't suspect anything. So please, just be observant. I always say this thing, be honest and true to yourself. Know exactly what you want. When you meet somebody, communicate about it. Agree on a healthy, agree on a healthy terms and conditions. Yes, terms and conditions of the relationship. And if it works for you, it works for him, then you go on with it. When you get to the point where any of you break that terms and conditions, then you decide whether you want to forgive and continue with the relationship or break up. But please, this too much pressure on one person. You have to be this, you have to be that, you have to always do this for me, you have to always do that for me, you have to be like this. Calm down, okay? And enjoy your life. It's not that deep. So let's actually start talking about this. Okay, this notion of, your man has to be your everything. Your woman has to be your everything. Even as Christians, oh, your husband has to be your prayer partner. He has to be your this. He has to be your that. Your wife has to be your this. Your wife has to be your that. And then the bit that is even annoying is when that person cannot be that thing for you. And God being so good, God presents somebody else who can actually be that thing for you. And the person is willing to be that thing for you transparently. They are angry. Imagine a case where you've always wanted to get a car and you saved up the money to buy the car. And the car that you want, say it's 10,000, I'm just giving a rough figure, 10,000, and you've got 8,000, and you go to your partner and say, can you, help me with 2,000 so I can get the car, the exact car I want. And he or she says to you that I've got the 2,000, but the truth is I don't believe in owning a car. It's just waste of money. There are buses and trains you can use. We can use that money for something else, blah, 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 whatever. And you're thinking, but I want a car, and you've saved up for it. Then maybe you have your brother. In this case, I'm not even talking about a random person. Your brother or your sister come up and say, listen, it's your birthday soon. I know for the longest time you wanted this car. So you've got 8,000 saved. I'm going to give you 2,000 as a birthday present so you can add it and buy the car. You're excited, and as a very loyal and transparent partner, you go to your partner and say, well, guess what? You don't think it's a great idea for me to get a car. I really wanted it. I've always wanted it. I've saved up for it. You're not willing to give me the 2,000, but my siblings have come together as a birthday present to give me the 2,000 so I can add it to the 8,000 and get a car. And then your partner says to you, no, I forbid it. I should be the one doing these things for you. So if I say no, it's no. What do you think? You don't want to do it for me. Somebody else wants to be good and help me do it. You say no, you're the devil. I love going to the cinema to watch movies. There's a movie out, I really want to watch it. I get 2 tickets, right? And I come, babe, I've got 2 tickets. I want us to go to the cinema and watch this movie. I've been waiting for it. It's out now. I've planned everything. We'll go have dinner. And then, I'm paying for everything. Let's go. I hate the cinema. I don't want to go. Oh, all right, fine. So what are you planning to do? I just want to hang out with the boys. Cool, that's great. Well, then I'm going to speak to my work colleague, Nicole. We've always been talking about this movie together, so I think I'll just go with her because she'll love it too. And then he says, you can't. You're saying, why? Because I'm your man. I'm the only person who's supposed to be going all these places with you. So if I don't want to go, it means you're not going. Do you see what I mean? It's like, it's not a prison, a relationship or marriage or whatever it is. It's not prison. Live and let live. Be happy together. Anyway, like I said, this is a really quick one. But yeah, I feel like sometimes some of the debate and fights and accusation in relationships and marriages is due to some of these unreasonable things. That's what I'm saying, that I understand the notion of your partner being your everything in the sense that they should be your first point of call. They should be the person you prioritize the most. But then it doesn't mean that just because you have your partner, the whole world ends. When people say, me and you against the world. No, it's me and you together facing the world. Because even on your wedding day, it's not just you and, the bride and groom. The bride and groom, yeah, they're celebrating their love. You still need the rest of us to go, oh, you're so cute, woo, and clap. You still need us. So it's never me and you against the world. It's me and you together meeting the world. Okay? All right. Great, guys. Have a lovely time. We're in the festive spirit. So Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope to see you soon again. Well, for another video. Love you. Stay awesome.